What's up, guys? We are back with the OP15 leaders again, really just trying to run through all of them to decide which one I like the most. Today's video is going to be covering OP15 Yellow Luffy. This leader's honestly kind of cracked, and I don't know if enough people have been putting time into it, but it says if your Sky Island type character with 6k power, base power or more would be KO'd or removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may add one card from the top of your life to your hand instead. So just right off the rip, this leader is very, very defensive with all of its characters, and it builds a really quick hand size. From what I've played against them and the little bit of testing that I've done so far, it really seems like you're just taking all of your life and then you're spitting out a bunch of heal bodies a little bit later game. So jumping into the deck list, we have 4 of the new Nami, 1 cost, Searcher, 2k counter, really good card, big asset to the deck. We got 4 Shura, you know what he does, 4 Zoro, discard a card, heal life, 4 cost, insane. 4 of my favorite card, blocker, 2k counter, Nico Robin. 4 Borsalino blocker, everyone hates this card and knows what it does. 4 of the Satori, arguably my least favorite token 2k counter, but he plays himself for almost free. I'm just kidding, it's -1 card out of hand, but it's a 5k body, it's a 2k counter, you know, it's a staple. It's also searchable off of Nami and Shura, so that's why we run it over like Jinbei. We have 3 Calgara. This is pretty cool because if you have it on field and you play like the 7 cost Nico Robin to take a life, heal a life, and then play out a character, you do draw off of the Calgara, which just helps with your insane hand size. We have 4 of the new OP15 Wiper. This dude flips your top life over, gives everything -2k, and then pops everything that's a 0 power. Also, something that I have to remember is that he has an active main to put a Dawn on a Sky Island leader or character. Very, very solid 5 cost. But this is probably the best card in the deck, at least the best new card in the deck. I've gone over it before in my Yellow Enel video, I'm pretty sure, but this card's busted. 5/7 stat line. If you have 6 or more Dawn on your field, he gains Rush, but when your opponent activates an event or a blocker, you reveal the top card of your life, and this character gains +1k power during the turn per cost of the revealed card. I'm not even kidding, chat. I have had games where I was swinging 36,000 with this leader. It can be really, really crazy. We got 4 of the Nico Robin, my second favorite card in the deck. Treasure, or add the top card of your life to your hand. If your leader is Straw Hat type, you get to heal back, and then you play out a 5 cost or lower Sky Island. Usually you want to play out the Zoro, but sometimes you play out the Wiper or the Luffy. Really just whatever you have available and best to curve. We got 4 of the old EBO2 10 cost Enel. This is probably one of my favorite cards in the entire game, but I like it more in Enel because I'm an Enel doofus. We have 4 Quasar because we have to build the deck around doing the stupid Borsalino Quasar trigger loop, and then we have 3 of the Gum Gum Golden Rifle. This card's kind of cracked. It'll heal you if you're at 0, so 1 Dawn, heal you back to 1 life, or it's a 4k counter on the opponent's turn. But let's jump into the game, chat. We are going to be jumping into a OP15 Yellow Luffy versus OP09 Black Purple Luffy game. I'm really excited about this one because I'm a huge Black Purple Luffy fan. I also think that it gets a lot of support in OP15 with all of the kind of Black Brook support. We get the 6 cost Nami, the 5 cost Pirate Docking 6, we get the 2 cost Chopper, and we also get potentially, if you want to run it in your deck, the 7 cost Nightmare Luffy. So let's jump into the game real quick. We do have the option to steal first, and we are going to keep our hand. It's pretty decent. Having the Wiper for 5 is nice, and then the Robin to play into the Calgara or the Wiper, depending on what we do on 5, is really, really cool. We're just going to pass here, though. We didn't draw into a Nami. Not that big of a deal. So they are immediately onto going to play out the Chopper, which puts 3 cards into their trash. I like this a lot. They are also holding off on using the Chopper, which I think could be a little bit risky. So we're just going to swing 8. We don't have much to do here. They're going to take it. We pass turn. Not expecting much out of their forward on turn. Definitely wasn't expecting the Frankie. So they're going to swing. We're just going to take it. We do find a 2k counter off of life here, but that's pretty much all it is. I don't think throughout the whole game we even use it for its searcher. But we're going up to 5 here. We're going to play down the Wiper using its effect. This way we can swing in with leader, and if they block, we're definitely going to get the Frankie, but we also eliminated the value of their 2-cost Chopper since they didn't pop it to bring a card back to hand. It is now just a card in trash. So we will swing 5 here. We get another life from them. I'm a little shocked by that. They're going to shut out the 6-cost 7k Beer Luffy. Really good card. Honestly, kind of annoying for us because it puts them out of range depending on what we do on our next turn. They're going to swing 8. We're just going to take it. We're going to opt not to trigger the life, though. We draw into a Quasar, which we might use later, but we're going to drop the Robin here, just playing on curve, gaining the life back, and playing the Calgara out. Then we unfortunately cannot swing into their 7. They just swing another 7 with Beer Luffy. We draw a Zoro. We're getting real liberal with taking life here, which I don't think is the worst thing in the world. I'm going to play a Borsalino to heal, and then I'm going to swing a bunch into the Beer Luffy. But my initial plan was like maybe to find another Wiper. That way we could reduce the power of the Nami, pop the Onami, and then reduce the power of everything else as well. That way we could start swinging like 7k bodies into the what would be 5-cost or 5k power Luffy, but we don't have it, and I forget to search off of this Nami immediately. So we are going to think it over. Again, we just deploy the Borsalino, go back up to 2. It's cool, you know, it's just yellow heal slop. So we go 7 into Luffy. 7 into 6-cost Luffy, sorry. We get a card out of their hand. We're going to swing 7 again. I think I probably should have just swung the Robin into the Luffy first since it's the lowest Dawn requirement, but not really a big deal. We're swinging them all anyway. So they are thinking here. They give us the Nami, which is cool. We put the Dawn on the Wiper. This is actually where I realized Wiper has an effect to put a Dawn on a Sky Island character or leader. So that's pretty cool. It makes it where we're able to leave one Dawn open for Quasar or for the Golden Rifle. So we'll swing 7 into the Luffy again. We're really just trying to push cards out of his hand here or eat through his blockers, which he now gives us he gives us more counter, which was weirdly enough the Gum Gum Giant. I think he's a little bit too early in Dawn right now. He didn't ramp on his 4 Dawn turn to go to 5, so he's like just playing regular curve here, but I think he's actively trying to fill his trash up. Kind of annoying, not that big of a deal though. I am anticipating on this turn that he might play out the Nami, but instead we get a Robin, and I think I kind of discard the wrong cards here. I end up dropping 2 2Ks when I could have just given counter events or other bricks out of hand, but we're greedy, chat. We're very greedy. So we Quasar out of the 7k swing. He plays another blocker. Kind of really annoying, but it is what it is. So here we're going to Robin, take a life, heal a life, and now we're deciding what we're going to play out. Unfortunately, since we didn't swing, we can't really like happily play over anything, so something's about to get played over and it's going to feel like a huge waste. We're deciding what to play. It is going to probably be the Zoro. I think it maybe should have been the second wiper to reduce everything down by 2k. It would mean the Frankies were all 3ks, the Kid blocker would be a 4k, the Robin would be a 5k, and the Luffy would be a 5k. But this would also mean that we could start swinging multiple 7k swings into the Luffy to really clear the board. We do go with the Zoro though, replacing the Robin we just played. Since Robin took a life and added a life, we do draw off of the Kalgara, so we're just going to discard the Shura for the Zoro effect, healing back to 2. This is kind of the unfortunate part where One Piece limits you a little bit to the number of characters that you can play, but we're just going to start going into the Luffy as much as we can. 7, we take out both of the Frankies, we're going to put a Dawn on our Wiper off of Wiper effect, swing 7 again. Really, we're just, like I said, trying to eat cards out of his hand or trying to get blockers off the field. We have cleared through 3 of his blockers at this point. We're going to go 7 into the Luffy again, getting his 4th blocker off field. I'm feeling pretty stoked about this. We also have a blocker and 2 life, so we are sitting pretty, but we don't have a lot of good counter in hand. We will auto block with this Borsalino. There's not really a reason to avoid it. We also don't have that much good counter in hand. We have 3 2Ks and we have 3 1Ks, but I'm feeling a little vulnerable at the moment with a bunch of attacks coming at us. So we will double 2k counter out of the 8, and then we will take this 9k. We thankfully see a 10 cost Rationale, so we're able to go back up to 2 life, which is fantastic. We're going to go 7 into the Beer Luffy. We clear it, thankfully. We're going to spit out the... We're thinking hard here, but we're going to spit out the 10 cost Enel. It is probably the best value for what we could do without having to also trash characters off. So we're going to swing Enel, discard the Quasar. We're going into the 9k Luffy. He gives us another Gum Gum Giant here. I'm not thrilled with on his end. I think it's maybe a little silly to keep himself so low on Dawn, but he does have... he does have the 7 cost Luffy in play, and it's already statted, like buff statted, or stat buffed, Jesus, because he has a ton of cards in hand. So I guess him playing aggressive to like get cards into the trash isn't necessarily the worst thing, but I feel like he's burning through resources that he maybe doesn't have. So we're going to swing 7 with Wiper. We'll draw off of the Kalgara because he takes it, and then we're just going to pass turn. I'm feeling still pretty vulnerable here, even though we have 2 life and like an okay amount of counter. I think we could be doing a lot better. Like, I wouldn't say that the deck is bricky by any means, but I don't feel completely satisfied with where we're sitting. Because now he swung a 6, we give him a 2k counter. We now only have 1ks in our hand, so we need like a good trigger or we could lose on this turn. He'll swing a 9. He'll swing a 7 with leader. We have to take it, otherwise we'd have to give him 3 1Ks, and that would be very, very revealing of our hand. And I'm trying to avoid him swinging into like any of our good characters. I don't really want to give up the Robin, and I definitely don't want to give up the Enel. The Wiper, whatever, it could be KO'd. I don't care that much. They're going to swing 9. We have to take it here. We just cannot counter out of it. But we get really, really lucky off of the bottom life. You know, yellow heel slop shenanigans. We're going to Borso trigger. This is thankfully the reason we blocked with the Borso earlier. So we play over the Zoro, heal back up to 1. He has no more attacks this turn. We're kind of stoked, honestly. He plays another Onami blocker, which is fine. We have another Wiper that we just drew into, and we had a second Wiper in hand. So we will go 6 with the Kalgara into the Nami. This is just giving us a spot to play over. I don't know if I love this necessarily, but it is what it is. It also lowers the power of the Nightmare Luffy, which is cool. So we'll use double Wiper effect, putting 2 Dawn onto the 10 cost Enel. And then we're going to swing the 10 cost Enel into the Luffy, but we're gonna eat some cards out of his hand first. So we're going 7 into the Nightmare Luffy, hoping to just get one more card. We're gonna go another 7 with the Wiper, again hoping to get a card out of hand. Then we're gonna go 7 again, hoping one more time for another card, or maybe a Gum Gum Giant. We don't get it though, so we'll swing 13 plus an L effect, 14 into the Nightmare Luffy, and then we're sitting fine now that we've like narrowed his board down to one character and his leader. His leader is also back down to only being a 7k power instead of a 9, but it actually shouldn't have been a 9 because the Nightmare Luffy stat buffs, it sets your opponent's base power as 7k on your opponent's turn, but so does the Beer Luffy. So that's kind of a bug that's going in the sim right now. So technically their leader should have only been 7k the whole time, but it doesn't matter. They're back down to the stat line that they should be. So we get a little greedy. We're going to swing the Borsalino. Incredibly greedy move, but it puts them to 0, so we can hopefully clear out for game next turn. We will just take this, was kind of hoping for a 2k, but we didn't see it. We will discard the 1k and the golden rifle for counter, putting us up to 10. They just pass with 5 Dawn active. I'm feeling pretty confident here. Realistically, we have a lot of moves that we can do to push for game. So we'll swing 9 with Robin. I'm expecting either 2 cards out of hand or a Gum Gum Giant. I'm doing the 9 to really push for the Gum Gum Giant, which we get. They pitch off a Luffy Taro. We are going to go another 9 because, again, 2 cards or another Gum Gum Giant. So they give us 2 cards. We're going to go 9 again. Sorry, we go 7 here, and that's enough, chat. We didn't even have to do any more. They could have technically blocked this and then gotten out of one more 7k swing, but as soon as we swung the Enel in, they were cooked. That is the game though. Let us move over into the deck breakdown. This deck is insane, chat. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Overall, guys, I kind of think this leader's insane. It feels really busted. Some of the combos that you're able to do seem really insane. If you're at 0 Dawn on your, or 0 life at your 8 Dawn turn, you can just golden rifle and then drop a Robin, playing out a Zoro. Sure, you have to discard a card, but 8 Dawn, you're going back up to 2 life. Kind of insane. You also have the Enel, which is really strong because it gains rush since your leader's Sky Island, and it can heal you as well. I think this deck has a ton of potential. I think some people are figuring it out already. I'm not necessarily going to focus on playing this as much as I should, even though it is a new yellow deck that plays a lot of the cards that I enjoy. I am just an Enel fan, so I might stick with OP15 Enel still, but you will definitely be seeing more videos of OP15 Luffy on the channel because this leader's cracked. But if you made it this far, go and give us a like, leave a comment, subscribe, check out the Twitch. Also, we're actually going to be doing a giveaway in the next week or so when we hit 100 subscribers. So, I don't know, tune in, check it out. Have a good one, and I will catch you in the next video.